Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a Witchblade Witch modded class build guide in Baldur's Gate 3. So this is a class that got added to the in-game mod manager for console and PC players, made by Nuto123, and I'll be showing you a fun Witchblade class here that's actually really strong and you could probably solo the game with this. So for our spells and cantrips, we're going to take ourselves a Witch Form Cat, which is good for just kind of going around and exploring. You can use this to get into small nooks and crannies. Also, the Minor Illusion spell is pretty nice too, so you could go that road. And Arcane Blade, using our spellcasting ability for attack rolls as a bonus action. Now for our spells, I think Fog Cloud actually works really well because it heavily obscures targets, and later on we can get something that makes us invulnerable, or makes us invincible to a lot of damage types, so, or have resistance to them. So our ability scores, I think, going 16 Dex, 14 Constitution, and 16 Intelligence is kind of the way to go here. So we're going to go with that. Make sure that you do select your bonuses here. I know a lot of people are saying they're having issues on console, but you do have to select those and select skill proficiencies or else it won't let you continue. So I just want to make a note on that because I keep getting a lot of comments and I just want to help out there. So we're going to go through the full leveling guide here. So I'll show off some gear and then I'll show off the combat as well, because this is actually a really strong class. We'll take Minor Illusion here, and then we'll also take Create or Destroy Water can be useful. Find Familiar for the Raven can be nice to blind targets, so I would take Create Water to help set up a Sorcerer if you have a Storm Sorcerer on your team. And I think Witchcraft Point Slumber is nice. You can put a creature to sleep for 4 turns. It has no check. It hits 95% of the time. Really useful. And then we're going to go with our Witchblade here, giving us the Witchblade dodge. Evade enemies, get disadvantage on melee attacks against you. And this is a bonus action, just uses a Witchcraft Point. We also get the Voltaic Edge here. So we can add lightning damage, fire damage, and force damage to our weapon attacks. And it gets very strong. So this gives us 1d6 lightning damage for 5 turns. It uses a Witchcraft Point, doesn't take an action. And we also get Long Strider, which is nice too. So we'll go with that there. And then at level 3, we get a few more spells. At level 2, Hold Person being the best because we can land this, go in and attack the enemy, and they're going to be getting hit real hard. We'll also take Spike Growth for another crowd control. Now our class passive here depends what weapon you want to use. I'm not going to tell you what's correct for you because everyone has their own preferences in terms of weapons. We can go dueling if you want to use a shield because this will add 2 damage. Great Weapon Fighting will reroll 2-handed weapon attacks, and 2-weapon fighting allows you to attack with an offhand weapon and add the ability modifier to the damage of the attack, so that's also quite nice. I'm going to go dueling though and use a shield. As I'll show you, it actually is really strong that way. At level 4, we get to take another level spell. I think Darkness is great, although you can take the Witch Form Boar if you'd like. And we'll take an ability score improvement. Taking up an Intelligence works really well here, so we're going to go with that route. And then here we get our Burning Edge, adding 2 to 12 fire damage for 5 turns to our weapon attacks. We also get Witch Step, which is basically a bonus action. A Misty Step that doesn't use spell slots, it uses Witchcraft points, which is huge. And we also get Conjure Barrage as well as Invisibility. And for our spells, Plant Growth is so useful because we can use our Misty Step to teleport around, and this basically stops enemies from coming towards us. And they'll waste a lot of their turns using haste. So next we're going to take another spell. I take Animate Dead there. It's nice to have a little bit of a summon on your side. Now, I think Enhanced Body is our best choice here too. So this gives us the haste spell for 6 turns, and it uses Witchcraft points without using spell slot, which is huge. And then Kismet's Eye can be nice for magical darkness, but I also like the medium armor proficiency. This can be really useful in just survivability's sake, so we're going to go with that just for giving us a bit more armor class. At level 7, and also at level 6 we get an extra attack, so that's huge. And then at level 7 we get the Mage Blade, so melee attacks with a weapon you're proficient with do additional slashing damage equal to your intelligence modifier. And for our next spell, I think Grasping Vine works well. Bonus action, it can pull enemies towards it, and it creates difficult terrain in the area around it. Next we'll take I guess we'll get another spell slot, so Everard's Black Tentacles works pretty well. And for a class passive, Dampen Elements can be nice to reduce damage from magic attacks. Magical Ambush is nice because when we're hidden, our targets have disadvantage on saving throws against spells. Grim Harvest is nice for using necromancy spells, but we're mainly going to be using Magical Ambush, so we'll take that. Because you can hide, do Hold Person, then go and attack and basically solo everything that way. We'll take our Intelligence up because that's our spellcasting modifier, but we can also go with the the Alert perk for a +5 to Initiative. Level 6, we get the Phase Edge, adding 3 to 18 force damage for 5 turns. And Greater Invisibility. So lots of great spells here. In addition, level 5 spell slots aren't great, so I'd take Contagion or Dominate Person probably next turn. We'll take the expanded witchcraft to give us 4 more witchcraft points here so that we can use things like our haste and also apply extra damage to our weapon more frequently. Now, also, the reason we want to take that is we get counterattacks. This is basically riposte from the Fighter Battlemaster, and this gives us the ability to attack back using 1 witchcraft point. So that's really nice too. In addition, we're going to take Dominate Person, most likely the best choice there. And then with our next level at level 11, we get Circle of Death, which is a huge spell to have. I really like that for just huge area of effect damage as necrotic. And then for a class passive, Witchcraft Mastery, 6 more Witchcraft points. Can't say no to that. It's just really useful. For our final spell, we use Greater Jinx for 66 of necrotic, psychic, and cold damage, and then we can jinx the target, which is basically like Hex. And there's 3 passives. We can get Lightly or Heavily Obscured, gives us resistance to all damage types except for Psychic or Radiant, which is actually really good. Illusionary Self, when we get hit, we can turn invisible. No, when we get hit, we can automatically miss, and this one will turn us invisible when we take damage. All of those are really great choices, but final one will take +5 to initiative because that's really useful. You can also go to ability score improvement if you'd like and take up dexterity, but we're going to go with this here. Now, there's some things that we always want to be doing with this class, so I'll be covering all of that in this little guide. So for our gear choices, I think it's best to go with like Helldust Gloves for +1 to spell attack roll, spell save DC, extra 1 to 6 fire damage. Evasive Shoes, we'll also put on medium armor because we got the proficiency for it, so we can take that, and it's going to be really useful to have just heavier armor on. So we'll take our Armor of Agility, still lets us spell cast, and then it puts our armor class up to 23, and then we can add a shield for 26 armor class, which is getting crazy. So that is the way to do it, I would say. And then we'll also just dye our armor to make it look nice. I think I have Sure Spear of Evening here, but this gives us advantage on saving throws when lightly or heavily obscured and deals additional damage when we're obscured. So we want to be fighting in darkness often with this, so you can't be blinded. Throwing down darkness with this is probably the best way to play this class, but it may not be your personal playstyle. So you can also go with the Infernal Rapier. There's a few different choices. Like if you want to go with a dagger, you can go that route. Rhapsody's not a bad choice as well. The Infernal Rapier being pretty good because it's a finesse weapon, gives us increased spell save DC, and also uses intelligence as a modifier no matter what. Duelist Prerogative's nice if you don't want a shield in the offhand. Crimson Mischief and Belm are also some other great choices. And if you want to go Baldur and Giant Slayer, by all means, go that route. I'm just going to show off this because I think this one's the best way to go about this. Hellrider Longbow for +3 to initiative. Ring of Protection, Killer Sweetheart, Amulet of Greater Health. I think these all work really well to provide a bit of extra damage. So we're going to go with that there. And the Mask of Soul Perception. So I guess we can show off the cool armor here. So basically what we want to be doing is we want to go out into combat, and I guess I'll go over the full guide here. So we do want to set up our weapon damage abilities, as that's going to give us some extra damage. But you can also do that just in combat itself. It doesn't need to be done before combat since it does have no action requirement. Typically we want to set up, if you know you're going to get into a combat encounter, start with haste on you, because that way you're going to be able to haste yourself and then just go right into the combat and have that already affecting you, which is super nice. And then you can also, if you know you're going to get into a combat, you can set down like your plant growth and things like that as well. So that can be good too, just to be able to, so we know there's a combat encounter here, so we can get started with that. And then we have 2 actions here. So with our, before we even start actions, I would recommend just buffing your weapon up. So this just uses our, basically just uses our option, or our witchcraft points, and then phase edge here will also do the same, so we don't lose any actions there. And then also you can go ahead with buffing up your weapon too. I guess we don't have a weapon that can use our arcane blades. Yes, I forgot, I should be using a blade for this because it's a Witchblade. I just want to show this off because we can actually do a lot of damage with this here, the darkness spell. So something that's nice is you can just lay down a plant growth here. You want to be using this because it doesn't require concentration, so you can use this to like literally stop the enemy in its tracks a lot of the time. And then we have our Circle of Death when you have multiple enemies together, so it's going to hit for pretty good amounts of damage there. That was able to take out both of them. And if we had an extra turn, we could go with a we could use something like our I guess we Misty Step, but I'm going to play we'll set a plant growth here. I should have done, there we go, cool. So we can go with that there, and then that should be enough, and then we run out of it and end our turn. So we'll just let them go for the eyes, boo. We'll let them run out. Plant growth is going to stop them, and they're going to have to dash. They're going to try and cast darkness, so that's the reason I wanted to bring out the Shattered Spear of Evening, because it can be really useful here. But again, only for evil playthroughs. But you can see there, they ended their turn because they have there's plant growth right there. So we can go ahead. Basically, with this, we want to be getting up and attacking as much as possible because we deal a good amount of damage. So we can go up here, and this is going to drop some darkness, which will give us extra. We got immunity, so we're immune to blindness. This is also going to give us the Living Shadow, which resistant to all damage types against Force, Psychic, or Radiant. So we get resistant to damage types as well in here, making us even tankier. That's why I wanted to go with this, even though we don't get the ability to use the Arcane Blade. Darkness just plays to the strengths of this class so well, so I just thought it would probably be the best choice there for damage. And then we just go ahead with an attack like that, which will take them out. Unfortunately, there's fire there from our attack, which did lose our plant growth, so that is unfortunate, but we can always make our way in and then start attacking. So we get hit. And then we're just going to go ahead with another weapon attack here. You can even use things like Maim if you want to stop them in their tracks and then continue attack. So boom. You can see we have 24 damage, 10, 5, and then we had the damage there. So really good. And then we can also pop one of these in here if we want to mess with them. And what's nice about the plants, I guess his initiative was terrible, but what we would normally be able to do with that is whenever they spawn in, we can pull enemies away from them. I could have used Misty Step to get away, but yeah, we'll just end her turn there and let them do her thing. She's probably going to try and cast darkness on me. She's immune to blind. She's blinding my team. And then she's going to place Beckoning Darkness. I saved it. Of course I did. But darkness is super useful here, so we got hit with the fire damage and Living Shadow. She's invisible, but I'm not affected by darkness, so Jinx. Boom. Yeah, it's strong. We got the darkness, and I would. Oh, Gale's flying around there. I'd recommend using the Shattered Spear of the Evening if you have picked the ability to increase your damage in darkness. Because what you can do with this is you can use Shattered Darkness and then pop down. So the Shattered Darkness here you can use as much as you want. When you're in this, you don't have you're not affected by it. And then on top of this, when you're in darkness, you give extra, you get advantage on your spell saving throws, and it gives disadvantage to the enemy. So you want to be in darkness as much as possible, although you do have your own darkness spell. I play as a drow, so I have a darkness spell as well. So yeah, it's good to have darkness, and then even with this weapon, you can drop darkness with your weapon action. So extremely useful, and I guess I'll just go show this off in another combat encounter, just because it's so much fun to play around with. It's a very powerful class because you can use greater invisibility too and hide in the darkness. This is a perfect one for an evil playthrough, just for the reasons that I mentioned. I guess we'll pop up. We have to use a short rest to be able to get that back. So do a short rest, and then we'll haste ourselves.
That hit the spot.
I wish I had that spell. Okay, we'll haste ourselves, and then I'll enter turn-based, and then we'll get a free cast of the Circle Explosion. I only hit myself there. Good, right at the edge. Boom. Yeah, we're gonna attack. We're gonna fight. That's what we want. I'm sorry for all the people that got wrecked there, but yeah. Then when we get into our combat, we can drop our darkness and just play within it. So I'll apply our extra damages, so Burning Edge as well, and then our Force damage. This is a game changer because we're going to deal a ton of damage. And then the Edge of Darkness from this allows us to give darkness to ourselves, which is super useful. And then we can hide within our darkness. So that's just super useful to be able to hide here and attack from it. And then we can also drop down our Grasping Vine there. Super useful. Just end combat. I'll let my team run into the darkness. They're going to be blinded, but that's okay. And they won't be able to see us, so they're going to attack them probably. Yeah, exactly. Darkness is super useful because it kind of messes with the enemy's AI. So that becomes super fun. I'll just drop another Circle of the Dead here. Circle of Death, super fun. And he also dropped Radiating Orbs on everyone, so typically I don't like to use my other characters, but I just want to drop Circle of Death there. And yeah, I took out my plant growth, but that's fine. They're going to heal themselves. And we'll get Shadowheart into the fun too. She comes into the darkness. So they're going to be a little bit... Yeah, I got hit there, that's fine. Saved the trip attack and block. They're going to come after us. Playing to darkness is super useful. because yeah, it's going to make it hard for the enemies to hit us. And if you got a team with has dark vision, like you go with like a Dread Overlord Warlock, you can hide in the darkness and have everyone blasting from it. I would recommend using the darkness spell instead of this darkness because it's going to give you a bit more protection. But yeah, being able to attack from darkness is huge. Even if you don't have this, I would recommend taking the darkness spell and using the Steel Watch helmet so that you can see in darkness too. Or taking Kismet's Eye, which allows you to see in magical darkness as well. So there's a few different ways we can get it. We can also upcast our, we can go with an upcasted version of Hold Person too, which is really nice. So we can go bink, 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 and they're all held. So this gets nuts because then we have critical hits on them. So we just go ahead and take them out one by one. There's one, we lost our darkness, and another critical hit, they're dead. So yeah, it gets very powerful very quickly. And I guess we could even like move our way over this way and then use our Illithid abilities. Illithid abilities go really powerfully on this build, so you can take them out too. Stunned, nice, that's good, that's what we wanted. Oh wow, we're actually dominating with this class. So this is to show exactly how you can make it overpowered. I don't want to normally attack, but since I had Hold Person on them, they don't really have min-max builds right now, so I'm just going to show this off. Oh, critical hit, took him out. Oops. I ended his turn, I was just going to make him bonk. Command Grovel, oh, that's bad. I was hoping I'd stay in the darkness. Yeah, that's rough. And we'll hit him. I guess I lost my control over my Hold Person. And we'll just end there. Command can be a very devastating spell. Oh, I saved it good. That was about to be bad. Yeah. I guess Shart will give us a big heal. And that's good enough. Oh, I ended the turn. Never mind. Oh, they're going to jump into the Plancro. Main hand attack. I have a high armor class. Good luck. 2 blocks in a row. That's what I'm talking about. And then we can drop... we can go Conjure Barrage too, even. Which is pretty fun. I guess if we move to right, like here-ish. Oh, that was bad. That almost got me stuck. And we go Conjure Barrage. We can hit multiple of them. So boom. And that's one action. Nice, it took him out. Wow, we took over this encounter really quickly. Usually that's a really difficult encounter, fighting that many guards. But you can just see, on Tactician, this is a very strong class. And it does a lot of damage. So that is the Witchblade. Very powerful. Just want to showcase that. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.